What if the love you were promised would save you is the very thing that's tearing you apart? Let's be real. They sold you a fairy tale, a miracle, a cosmic romance written in the stars. They whispered of a soul-deep connection that would feel like coming home. But no one warned you about the mortgage on that home, the staggering price tag hidden in the fine print of this divine contract. You feel it, don't you? That eerie pressure building in your chest, the sleepless nights that have nothing to do with caffeine, the mysterious ache that echoes in the silence between his words or her absence. This isn't just anxiety. This is the gathering storm. This is the shadow of the September 21st solar eclipse, stretching across your destiny, and it's not here to play nice. It's here to collect. This celestial event is so much more than a shadow dancing across the sun. It's a mirror held up to the most raw, unvarnished truth of your connection. It's the cosmic auditor arriving to review the books of your soul, and it will not accept creative accounting. Every sacrifice you've made in silence, every tear you've cried in an empty room, every time you've held the energy for both of you when you were running on fumes. It's all about to be dragged into the blinding, unforgiving light. This is where the real journey begins. This is where you discover that what you thought was a path to a partner was actually a pilgrimage to your own power, and the first payment is coming due. The beautiful, terrifying truth is that you signed up for this. Somewhere beyond the veil of this lifetime, your soul agreed to this exquisite chaos. You chose this specific love because it's the one flame hot enough to forge you into who you were always meant to be. The exhaustion, the confusion, the feeling that you're somehow walking backwards, that's just the universe reversing you out of a driveway that was too small for your spirit all along. You're not losing your mind. You're losing the limitations that were never yours to carry. This eclipse is the great liberator, disguised as the great destroyer. It's not here to take your love away. It's here to return it to you, purified, amplified, and finally, devastatingly, your own. Let's get one thing straight. This isn't just about you. I know. It feels like it is. When you're lying awake at 3 a.m., your chest aching with a longing that defies logic. When the silence between you and your twin screams louder than any argument, it's the most personal agony imaginable. It's easy to believe the universe has it out for you, personally. But what if I told you that the very depth of that pain is the measure of your importance, not just to one soul, but to the entire unfolding story of humanity? Buckle up, beautiful soul. We're going deep. Think of this upcoming eclipse not as a spotlight on your relationship drama, but as the universe's most intense upgrade to your spiritual Wi-Fi. You've been complaining about the buffering, the miscommunications, the painful silence, the stop-start energy of this journey, and Source is finally sending a technician. But this technician doesn't just fiddle with the router. He tears down the entire wall, rewires the house, and installs a fiber optic cable directly into your soul. The mess is unbelievable. The dust is everywhere. You can't watch your regular shows. It feels like chaos. But the bandwidth on the other side, divine. This is the cost they never tell you about. You signed up for a beautiful, epic love story, and you got that, but it came with a hidden clause in the fine print. You are also now a grounding rod for a new frequency of consciousness, your separation. It's not a punishment. It's the necessary distance that creates the tension in the cord, the tension that allows it to conduct energy. While you're obsessing over his last text or her social media post, something far grander is happening in the unseen realms. Your personal heartbreak is being alchemized into a balm for the collective. Let me explain it like this. Imagine the collective consciousness is a vast, stormy ocean. The waves are chaos, fear, separation, all the old, heavy stuff the world is drowning in. Your twin flame connection isn't just a little boat on that ocean. You are together yet apart, becoming a lighthouse. And a lighthouse doesn't get to complain about the wind and the rain battering its walls. It requires the storm to fulfill its purpose. The fiercer the storm, the brighter its light must shine. The eclipse is that storm. It's forcing you to generate so much light from within that you become a beacon, a point of navigation for every other lost soul on those dark waters. You feel unstable because you are literally being cemented into the bedrock to become a stable point for others. That grief that washes over you in the cereal aisle for no reason, that's not all yours. That's you downloading and processing the heartache of 1,000 generations of star-crossed lovers. That frustration he feels that makes him want to run and hide in a cave of distractions. That's the accumulated pressure of millennia of masculine energy being told it cannot feel, cannot be soft, cannot surrender. You are both walking, talking, feeling archaeological sites, and the eclipse is the earthquake that shakes loose the artifacts buried deep within your souls. It's messy, terrifying, and utterly sacred. So the next time you feel that wave of inexplicable sorrow, don't just label it as twin flame pain and cry yourself to sleep. Stop. Place a hand on your heart and ask, who is this for? Breathe into it. You might be surprised by the answers that flicker in the stillness. You might feel the presence of your grandmother, or a past life, or a complete stranger on the other side of the planet whose burden you are momentarily helping to carry. This is the hidden, backstage work of the twin flame. While the world sees the drama on the main stage, you are in the wings, powering the entire production. You think you're falling apart. My dear, you are being assembled into something far greater than your singular self. The loneliness you feel is the price of admission for this sacred role. And it is, I promise you, worth every tear. But this is only half the story, because to do this work, you must first become a master of something else entirely. Something that feels like a curse but is, in fact, your greatest superpower. Curious about what that superpower is? It's the one thing every twin flame begs the universe to take away. And it's the very key to your freedom. Let's talk about the beautiful, brutal gift of invisibility. Let's talk about the thing that hurts the most. It's not the silence from him. It's not the ache of the distance. It's the crushing, deafening, utterly bizarre feeling of being a ghost in your own life. You pour your heart into your work, and it's like you're not even in the room. You speak your deepest, most hard-won truth, and it lands like a whisper in a hurricane. twisted, and lost. You hold the entire emotional infrastructure of your family, your friend group, your job together with your bare hands and a prayer, and nothing. No acknowledgement, no thank you, just the quiet hum of the refrigerator and the sinking feeling that you've become utterly invisible. What if I told you that this isn't a bug in the twin flame program? It's the most sophisticated feature. This feeling of being unseen isn't a sign you're failing. It's the universe's most brutal and beautiful promotion. You've been moved to a pay grade that operates on a currency the world simply doesn't recognize yet. You're trying to pay for your coffee with gold doubloons in a world that only accepts paper bills. They aren't rejecting your gold, they just don't have the framework to understand its value. This eclipse, this magnificent, terrifying celestial event, is the great revealer. But it's not revealing you to the world. Oh no, it's revealing the world to you. It's stripping away every single person, every job, every situation that can only operate on that old, low-frequency currency of external validation. It's forcing you to stand in a void so complete, so absolute, that the only voice left to listen to is your own. The only applause that matters is the quiet, steady rhythm of your own heart. This is the alchemy of sacred invisibility. Think of it like this. A seed buried in the dark, damp soil is, by every worldly measure, invisible, failed, forgotten. But it is in that very darkness, away from the sun's admiring gaze, that it does its most vital work. It's building a root system, a foundation so deep and so strong that when it finally breaks the surface, no storm can tear it down. It doesn't need the sun to see it for it to grow. It grows because it is its nature to grow. Your period of invisibility is your time in the soil. The eclipse is the gardener packing that earth firmly around you, not to bury you, but to give you the resistance you need to push your roots down into the very core of your own being. The world runs on noise, on likes, shares, promotions, and public declarations of love. It's a marketplace of validation. But the twin flame journey, it's a silent symphony. The most profound harmonies between you and your counterpart are not played out on social media, or even in passionate reunions. Not yet, anyway. They are conducted in the quiet chambers of the heart. In the simultaneous sigh, you both release continents apart. In the dream that visits you both on the same night. This connection is on a bandwidth that is, for now, private, secure, unhackable by the outside world. Your feeling of being misunderstood is just proof that your connection is too advanced for basic translation. So when you stand in that room, holding the space, and no one sees you, see yourself. When you speak your truth and it falls on confused ears, hear it yourself. Let it be the most important thing you've ever heard. This is the ultimate test of faith. Not faith in him or in her, faith in you. Faith in the unseen, silent, utterly real bond that needs no witness but the two of you and the stars themselves. Your value is not determined by the audience's applause, but by the sacredness of the song. You're learning to sing alone, in the dark, until the day the entire world is finally ready to hear its melody. This isn't the end of your story. It's the quiet, powerful beginning. And the most thrilling part? This sacred silence is preparing you for a reunion so profound, so electrically authentic, that it will rewrite every love story that comes after it. The stage is being set not for an ending, but for a revolution. So here we are, at the edge of everything you thought you knew, standing on the cliff of this eclipse, staring into a void that somehow also feels like a homecoming. It's terrifying, isn't it? To realize that the very love you've been fighting for, crying over, and trying to micromanage into existence was never truly lost. It was just incubating. And this celestial event? It's not the destroyer. It's the midwife. Let's be brutally, beautifully honest for a moment. This journey has asked you for everything. It has taken your neat, organized life and thrown it into a cosmic blender. It has demanded you stare into parts of your soul you didn't even know existed. The jealousies, the insecurities, the raw primal fear of being truly seen and then abandoned. You've paid in a currency of tears and sleepless nights, and you're wondering now, as the pressure builds, if the investment was worth it. What if the question itself is the final illusion? The universe doesn't deal in transactions, it operates on resonance. You weren't paying for love. You were surrendering everything that was out of tune with it. Every breakdown was a tuning fork, shocking your system back to its original divine frequency. The September eclipse is simply the final, decisive adjustment. It's the moment the master pianist sits at the instrument of your soul and plays the chord so pure, so vibrating with truth, that every false note you've ever played shatters into silence. It will feel for a moment like you are the silence, but you are not the silence. You are the note. This is the great secret they don't put on the brochures for spiritual awakening. Union was never the prize at the end of a grueling obstacle course. It is the very ground beneath your feet, the air in your lungs, the silent, humming truth that has been holding you this entire time. The separation was the classroom, not the sentence. The eclipse is the final exam, and darling, you've already passed. You passed the moment you chose to feel the ache instead of numb it. You passed the moment you chose to see your reflection in the chaos instead of looking away. You are not walking toward a miracle. You are learning, nerve by raw nerve, to inhabit the one you already are. This path doesn't end with a dramatic reunion under a perfect sky. It culminates in a quiet, unshakable knowing that blooms in the center of your chest. A quiet supernova that changes everything by changing nothing at all. You will look at your life, your twin, your world, and you will finally see not what is missing, but what has always, always been present. The love you sought was never hiding in another person. It was buried like a secret spring beneath the bedrock of your own being, and you have, through all this digging, finally struck water. The journey home was never about finding a missing piece. It was about realizing you were the entire mosaic all along. And the most thrilling part? This is just the prelude. The real music, the symphony you came here to compose together, is only now beginning. The world isn't ready for what happens when two people, fully anchored in their own wholeness, finally decide to play.